So I'm going to skip a few steps, cut right to the chase here. I've got these three. Can't quite see that one, it's very dark. This is a GAN charger, a 65 watt total. It doesn't really matter for USB-A. This is a 100 watt model, same company. And this is just a generic one that came with a tablet, so nothing special about it. Still probably 13 watts or so. And I've also tried just the USB from a cheap power board, and I was hearing the differences, blah blah blah. I was also trying cigarette lighter here, which is currently plugged in. This is one of the bad ones. This one was pretty bad, almost the same bad, but a tiny bit better. And this one was better, and it was lush and deep and all that stuff that I was digging for a day or two. But this one was a tiny bit better than this one. So I don't know if it's the size of the buffering or the amount of components, but they both claim to be gallium nitrate insides design. So out of these two, I'd pick this one every day, just for sheer listening enjoyment. And then I decided, what's better than trying to get my computer to sync to any of this garbage, and that is make my computer the internal clock, and for a moment disconnect the iPad. So what I did is I recorded my sound samples whilst being synchronized through one of these. It wouldn't really matter. In fact, I recorded it through the worst one, because it's not the recording of the jitter, because the jitter doesn't get recorded. It just records every sample as it sees it. It's the speed at which the digital to analog converters are playing back each sample. So the jitter makes its way all the way to the last digital analog converter. So if I recorded them sample by sample, and then I was hitting this button here, internal or optical, and it would just jump here to optical, and it would say, a bit zoomed in there, it would say synced, right? And then you go internal, and it would still be in sync with SPDIF. Every now and then it would say out of sync. And the difference was, there it goes, it's just flipping in and out. Because it'll listen to that clock, but it won't be in sync with that clock all the time. It's because it's doing a hard internal clock. So I was just listening to the samples that I'd recorded while switching this function, and it was like switching from the best to the worst USB power supply. And that was just to prove theory that even though you think you've got the best possible clock, could it still be actually I haven't done that last step. I've just been doing it with this. So I was doing recorded, which is theoretically perfect, or as perfect as the clock can be in my Fireface UFX 2, against a $10 cigarette lighter. Maybe this is a $20 one. So yeah, the last test I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to pull this out, do it now, put it in there, and you have to do it quick enough so you don't lose power to the sound card. Yep, got away with it. Now I'm going to see if I can hear the difference between my best possible power option now for listening to asynchronous SPDIF against no reference at all, as in perfect internal clock. And so I've just been doing this. I've got the same sample here, and I can cue up any part of the song. Just cue it up again. And then I was switching this. I was using two hands so I could get it really quick. So now we're syncing to the optical clock. And I was listening to the first 808 rim shot, seeing how deep it was going. think internal still beats the GAN FET 100 watt power adapter. Very close. Syncing an optical clock with a 100 watt GAN PSU may be better than the internal clock on the Fireface you see on battery power, which shares power with the fans, relays, etc. You can hear the difference in the phone recording. Listen for the chimes before the rim shot and the rim shot itself. I was biased towards thinking that the internal clock would be superior. So me from the future here, and we'll get into some more in the next video. Bye bye.